again. Ruben Obed here, transmitting for the Ruben Obed Show, episode 49 of our series. And the title today is Bullying and the Birth of a Society of Pussies. All right? Back in the day, we used to watch really good movies. We used to watch movies like The Karate Kid. That was great. Mr. Miyagi. Hands on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. But basically, what was the movie about? The movie was about Daniel-san. Look eye. Always look eye. You see, you have to look that motherfucker in the eye. You got to look the bully in the eye. And you got to kick his ass. You see, Mr. Miyagi had it right. You know, back in the 80s when the movie came out, early 90s, around that time, we had it right. I remember when I was a kid, I used to come home, turn on the TV, bring a big bowl of Fruit Loops and shit and a soda, and I used to lay on the sofa, and I used to watch He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. He-Man. He had balls. He wasn't a pussy. But nowadays, your kids are watching this bullshit. You got these little millennial children growing up watching Teletubbies, and these kids, they got no balls. And then you wonder why they get bullied. Because they're stupid. Because you haven't taught your kids how to defend themselves. I didn't get bullied in school. I didn't bully anybody. But I'll be damned if anybody was going to bully my ass. Because I want to pop them right in the eye. But then, nowadays, you want to raise your kids. And, oh no, they're bullying my child. Oh, they need to go to the office. What the fuck? Your kid, your boy is growing up to be a pussy. You know? And then, when these kids grow up to be a pussy, then they get a wife, and then they get pussy whooped. And then they're men with no manliness, with no, with no perseverance, with nothing, just castrated men. And then the woman treats them like and they're like a little puppy dog after their wife. What the hell is that shit all about? You know, what have we come to, this damn Teletubby society? Raising your kids to be a pussy. You know? Let me tell you something. If your kid, by any chance in life, God forbid, ends up in jail, he will become somebody's bitch. He will get raped. Why? Because you raised him to be a pussy. And when you go into a jail with some alpha males, some evil ass, strong ass motherfuckers, and you show up being a pussy, they're gonna tear you up. You know? No cojones. As Freddie's saying right there. You know? You think you're helping your children? You're not helping them. You're showing them how to be cowards. You're showing them how to let life step all over them. Then they're gonna end up in relationships where they're not gonna stand up for their girl. The girl ain't gonna respect them. She's gonna cheat on their ass. They'll end up in jail. They'll end up in jail, and probably not because, they're not going to end up in jail because they hurt nobody, because they're a pussy. They're going to end up in jail for some bullshit like child support, and then you got a weak-ass, frail child, who's never left the house. Oh, mommy, and they're calling you, mommy, get me out of here. And they're 30 years old, You got to teach your fucking kids how to defend themselves, how not to get punked down, You have to teach them that. If there's a kid in school, if there's a kid in school and it's messing with your kid, tell your kid, punch that motherfucker right in the nose. Punch him in the nose. He ain't gonna mess with you no more. Oh, mom, but he's bigger than me. Good. You punch him in the nose, even if he kicks your ass, he ain't gonna mess with you no more because he's gonna have a broken nose. And your kid can say, yeah, you beat me because you big, but I'll fuck your nose up. And then when the other kids see him with a broken nose, they're gonna be like, yo, that little guy fucked you up. Look at that, he broke your fucking nose. See, that's what they're gonna remember. That you stood up for yourself. That's what they're gonna remember. Look at right now in politics. You had somebody like Obama for the last 8 years being a pussy with North Korea, a pussy, and now all of a sudden you got somebody with balls like Trump. And look at that. Now North Korea is all, oh yeah, we're gonna denuclearize now. Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna make friends now with South Korea. Yeah, because finally somebody with balls showed up and said, hell no. Oh yeah, you want to throw bombs? I got a bigger bomb than you. You know, I mean, we need to go back. We need to go back to the past when boys were boys and girls were girls. You know, but they, and then they want to say, oh, that person is, a male chauvinist, as they say in Spanish, of machista. It ain't about being a machista. It's about being a man. You know, men like feminine women. Men like feminine women. Women don't like feminine men. You know? So why are we in a society that's emasculating men? Hell no. But the fault is the man's, you know? The fault is men, because men don't respect themselves enough. They don't defend themselves. They don't defend themselves from men. They don't defend themselves from women. They don't even defend themselves from their kids. I see in schools, I see a whole bunch of kids that got no respect for authority, no respect for their fathers or their mothers. And they curse at their parents. They act a fool. And the parents are too pathetic to take the belt off and smack the shit out of them. You know what? If you don't correct your kid, some big thug in jail is going to correct your kid. If you don't correct your kid, somebody on the street is going to blow their brains out because you didn't correct your kids. Because you wanted to raise a pussy. You need to learn how to raise your damn kids. And then you're talking about bullying. What you're doing is worse than bullying. You're taking your kid, it's like raw meat, and you're throwing that raw meat right into the wolves' den. Because you're not showing your kid how to defend himself or herself. You know? I'm telling you. So people talk about, oh, bullying. You need to defend yourself. When you defend yourself, there will be no other bully. You know? The truth is, the teacher, she ain't gonna do shit. The director ain't gonna do shit. Because the moment your kid walks out the school, the director's still in the office. And then that group of kids is gonna surround your kid and they're gonna kick his or her ass. So then, who's your kid got? You better teach your kid how to fight. And I'm not talking about karate. Don't put your kid in karate. That's bullshit. Then your kid gonna act like he think he Bruce Lee, he gonna get his ass kicked there. No, teach him how to fight. You know, teach him where it hurts. If your kid gets into a fight with a bigger kid, when he's on the floor, he sees that brick, grab that brick, hit that motherfucker in the face. Defend yourself. You know, and parents, you need to back your kids up when they defend themselves. Don't go scolding your kids and tell them that they did wrong. No, they didn't do wrong. They did right. They defended themselves. You got to be proud of them. And you got to tell them that's how it is. Don't let nobody mess with you. I'm telling you, I'm educating you guys because most of y'all are millennials. I'm 40 years old. I know what it's like. I lived in the street. I've been around thugs. I've been around drug dealers. I grew up in the ghetto. I know this shit. You know, I'm telling this for your benefit. Teach your kids how to defend themselves. You know, teach them. Teach them respect. Teach them respect, to respect elders. You know, teach them. Educate. The Bible says to educate your kid with a whip. To hit them. The Bible's telling you to hit. This isn't about abusing your child. Absolutely not. You know, but follow scripture. You're allowed to smack your kid. You know, it's just crazy. People in this society, they're talking about all the psychology and blah blah blah. Come on, man. You know, you can find that in Proverbs. Proverbs 13:24. In fact, let me read it to you. Hold on. Proverbs 13:24. Look at this. Look at this. Proverbs. This is God talking now. This now it ain't Reuben Obed. Now the one talking here is God. All right. Look what God says. Whoever spares the rod, all right, whoever spares it, hates their children. But the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. All right. I'm going to read it once again. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. You know, that's the reality. You know, and if I got any Spanish speaking people, you know, I'm going to read it to you in Spanish. El que detiene el castigo a su hijo con vara, a su hijo aborrece, mas el que lo ama desde temprano lo corrige con vara. Con vara. Take the little stick, whip them, teach them respect. You know, teach them respect. Yeah, I got all religious on you right now. Because I know there's motherfuckers out there talking about, oh no, he don't know how to educate, and he no, you it ain't me. God said to hit your kids and hit them, not to abuse them. No, not abuse. Hit them. Y dale con vara. Hit them with a freaking rod. You know, you gotta teach your kids. Take that belt, whip them. Back in the day, the moms, they take out the chancleta, the sandal, and yak, motherfucker, you're gonna respect, yak, and they hit them. And the kids grew up respectful. You got to teach your freaking kid. But nowadays, people don't want to educate their kids. You know, they're stupid because they think that they're afraid of the courts. They're afraid of the Department of Youth. You know what? The Department of Youth and that division, they won't give a shit when your kid gets locked up. They won't give a shit when your kid's in jail, about to get raped by some big ass dude with tattoos and shit. Yup, because your kid is a pussy. You raise your kid to be a pussy, he's gonna be a pussy. And when he ends up in a badass situation, he won't know what the hell to do. He's gonna become somebody's bitch in jail, or on the street, or worse, or get killed. Because you didn't educate your kids. You know? God told you to educate your kids. In Proverbs 13:24, whoever spares the rod hates their children. God is telling you, if you don't hit your kid, you hate them. You hate them. You know? Look, Freddie says, mine use a broken broomstick or an electrical cord. You know, exactly. I'm not saying, me personally, I wouldn't use a broomstick. I wouldn't use an electrical cord. I would use a belt maybe, or a little switch from the tree. It don't even gotta be a big stick. You take a little kid, 4 or 5 years old, he's disrespecting you. You take a little switch and you switch him right in the leg, and he'll get his act straight. He'll start acting right. You start, you know. But nowadays, this is ridiculous. And you got these parents talking about bullying. The reason why I'm talking about this, because I received some notification about some bullshit about bullying, you know, and they wanted me to share that shit in some organization. No, man, I'm not sharing shit. Teach your kid how to defend himself. Teach your kid not to be a pussy. You know? And I know people don't like what I got to say. Well, you could kiss my ass if you don't like what I got to say. You know? But I'm laying it straight out. You know? You got to teach your kids, man. You got to love your kids. You got to teach them how to defend themselves. You know? How come I ain't had no problem with bullying? I didn't have no problem, you know? Why? Because when you carry yourself, people will know. You know, let me not cross the line, this guy, because he'll punch me in the mouth. You know, it doesn't mean you gotta go all aggressive and shit, you know? But people know. People, let me tell you something. People, human beings are like animals. They can detect fear. They can detect when the person's too humble or scared. They can detect it. And some people have that primal instinct inside. No, man, carry yourself on the defensive. Yep, that's right. That's right. Yep, you bigger than me, but it's all right. You fuck with me, I'm gonna blow your toe off. You might kick my ass, but you'll leave the fight without a toe. And every time you look down on your foot and you put your Nikes on, you're gonna remember that little guy who fucked your toe up and rip your toe out. I will rip your toe out. You could be 7 feet tall. I will rip your toe out of your fucking foot. That's how it is. That's how you gotta teach your kid, so they could, teach your kids that that anybody who messes with them will have a consequence. You gotta teach them, you know. Then y'all want to get rid of bullying? Get rid of bullying. Buy yourself, your kid, buy them a punching bag. Teach them how to throw some punches. Even if it's wild punches, one of them will land. Get your kid to throw like 50 punches. And tell your kid, make sure one of them lands right there in the nose. The moment your kid lands one on the bully's nose, it's over. It is over. They ain't gonna mess with your kid no more. And your kid's gonna feel good about himself. Because let me tell you, when you get bullied, what people really feel about, and they suffer about bullying, and it's actually the bullying, is going home knowing that you are a punk ass. And that shit will work in your head. You're a punk ass. You didn't defend yourself. You didn't stand up for yourself. And then tomorrow when you go, it's going to happen all again, and you're going to stay quiet like a little bitch. And you parents, you guys are causing that shit. You guys are causing it because you ain't educating your kids. You're not teaching them about real life. And then you talk about, oh, well, let me put him or her in a new school or no, man. When real life comes, you ain't got an option to go to a new school. You gotta face it. You gotta face it. It's crazy, man. So, I that's my advice for parents. Teach your kids. If you got a boy, teach him how to be a boy. Teach him how to be a man. Teach him how to fucking change the oil on the car. Teach him how to change a wheel on the damn car when you get a flat. Teach him. And if it's a girl, teach her how to change the oil too. Teach her how to change a flat. Teach her to carry herself and himself respectfully. And teach him how to be humble and good and how to help people. And at the same time, teach them how to kick somebody's ass if they mess with them. Forget about this stupid psychology. That shit don't work, man. That don't work. Go back to old school. Go back to the 1940s. You see a picture of a 17, 18-year-old, and they look respectable. I know from people from the past, they got married around their 20s. Grandparents, people like from my grandparents' era, you look at their pictures, they look serious with, they're young, but that's a man and that's a woman, and they taking care of business. Nowadays you see a 20-year-old, they're a stupid ass. They got their cell phone and puckering up, looking like stupid asses. Looking like a bunch of cunts. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I know I'm coming across a little hard here, but sometimes you gotta hit people hard, man. Teach them. And it ain't about being the tough guy, shit. Because I know if I gotta face 5 people, out of the 5 people, maybe 2 or 3 of them will kick my ass. But whichever one of them kicks my ass the worst, the moment I'm going down and I'm down on the floor, I will bite their toe off from the bone and shit like an animal, like a dog. I'll bite their freaking big toe off. They ain't gonna mess with me no more. Believe me, they ain't gonna want to hit you when they see that the fucking toe is in one corner and their ass is in another, and your mouth is full of blood and shit because you bit their damn toe off. They ain't gonna hit you no more. They're gonna run like a bitch. That's right. You fucked me up, but I took your toe. That's what it's about, man. That's about respect right there. And then that dude see you again in the street, He ain't coming near you. You're like, yo, that motherfucker bite your toe off. Yo, that bitch that motherfucker's no joke. I mean, I know right now, like, especially women, a lot of women, they don't like that, you know. Oh, I'm gonna teach my kids. I don't want my children to have violence. Oh no, I want my children to be educated. I'll be like, your kid is gonna be somebody's bitch. That's right. Your kid is gonna be somebody's bitch. I don't know, man. I don't know. Metro Freddy says, I was sometimes hard for me to tell which was guy and which was girl. Metrosexuals. This metrosexual. That's, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like, it's crazy, man. It doesn't mean you gotta be one of them caveman type and shit. You don't gotta be that, you know. But you gotta be able to look a motherfucker in the eye and say this. What the fuck's your problem, motherfucker? You got a problem with me? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. When you looking at me hard, see, when you do that, see, it's all in the eyes and shit. It's in the eyes. You see? See, right now I'm just happy, but I could go like this. Yeah? What's up? What's up? What's up, punk? You saw that? It's in the eyes. Sometimes you don't even gotta fight. Sometimes you just use the eyes, and people respect you. Then another thing is, sometimes, like, if people see you smile a lot, like me personally, I'm one. I always smile. You know, it's just innate. You know, I'm a smiler. And a lot of people, they mistake that for weakness too. So it's like, you got to teach your kids too to, like, keep their smile at check too. Especially you're out in the street, don't be smiling with everybody. If you're walking and it's 1 a.m, you know, and you're walking down the street with your girl, don't be smiling. Don't you dare smile. And if you lock eyes with somebody, you should try to avoid looking at people. But if you lock eyes with somebody, it should be like, what's up? Like that, serious. It's like, nope, you ain't gonna fuck around with me here. You know, it's on if you come over here. See, it's like a language. It's like respect. It's like, what's up? No smile. Control that smile. That's what it's about, man. So that's all I gotta say about this video. You know, teach your kids, you know, how to defend themselves. Don't grow up your kids to be a pussy, even if it's a girl. Teach them how to defend themselves. Don't let nobody mess with them. You know, you might be saving your kid's life. Your kid don't respect, smack them, like the Bible says. Hit them with a rod. They'll learn, and they're gonna appreciate it. When they're big, they're gonna appreciate it. They're gonna be like, damn, I'm happy. Shit, I'm happy with when I look back at things, I'm happy my parents whipped me when they had to whip me. I'm happy, you know. Teaches respect, builds character. If you go into the army, that's what they're gonna do. They ain't gonna be, treating you. No, they're gonna come down hard on you. You know, it teaches character, it teaches respect, it teaches discipline. You know, but all of a sudden people want to call it abuse and shit. No, it ain't abuse. Abuse is not teaching your kids how to defend themselves. That's abuse. And if God says in Proverbs 13:24, whomever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. Word from God. So, all right, guys, peace. Ruben Obed, and I hope this video helped you out. Peace. And pardon, the cussing. I'll try to keep it a little cleaner next time. Maybe not. All right, bye.